And welcome to another video from me, Christopher at DBG. Apologise for the lateness of this video, just holidays and illness. It's just been hard trying to get anything out. But this is obviously week 16 and what happened in a roundup. Predictions of 17 really not relevant because week 17 is ongoing as we speak, as this video goes live. So hope you all as well. Stay tuned. Let's see how I got on last week. Hopefully get on well this week. So as you can see, I was against my brother-in-law Matthew, and I won by 1 point. It was quite a clutch game, but I think most people, when they are out of the playoffs like me and Matthew, you sort of not really care as much. But I'm still happy when we win. I got a little bit forgot a little bit about my lineup, to be fair, and I forgot to change one person, which definitely could have led me a loss, but I'm really lucky to get back. So, and forward, if these players are on your team, this is what they got. So we got Purdy doing really well. It's an offense friendly quarterback. Let's be honest, any quarterback could go into this. If they're doing reasonably well, they've got so many targets and great players and superstars. Really, 49ers always do well. Joe Burrow doing excellent, getting at 23 points. Hope that always going forward. Mixon having a good run at 17 points. Chubb concerned about, just not really getting the volume and the opportunities in the Browns now with changing quarterback. Warren is just a plug-in field there, and Zach Morris the same as myself, only 7 points. Obviously with Taylor injured and out for the season. Gabe Davis, 11 points, really good for him. Hopkins not so well, 1 point, expected a lot more. He is injured, I don't expect him playing this week either. Brandon Ayuk, 13 points, getting some good volume. Chris Moore not doing really well, shouldn't have had him in, I should have changed him. And Mark Andrews, 7 points, not doing particularly well, and Schultz not doing particularly well, hoping for big things this week. Mike Williams doing well, 11 points. You always expect a bit more, but still a good starter at 11 points. Tyler Agier of 16 points coming in from a good last week. Should expect the same going forward. Adam Thielen, only 1 point, not really getting looked in the end zone, and that's the reason why his points are low. Derek Carr, well, it could be is it your last Las Vegas start for you? Not doing particularly well against Pittsburgh, only 5 points. Titans 5 and 49ers 6. On the bench, on the opposite side, Baker Mayfield doing really well at 17. Wouldn't expect that. Mine was Jacob Mears. I was supposed to replace him with Moore, and I just forgot, so that's on me. Good start by him, 20 points, and Samuel 16 points, having a good play as well. On one of the actual people that are in the playoffs, Badlands, who I lost to last week, and Fun Wonder is still going forward, and obviously Badlands is out now, and Fanet is going forward at 131 to 116. Andy Dalton is just not getting the volume, not doing well, 1 point. Kirk Cousins actually come through, 23 points, doing well. Austin Eckler doing amazing at 23 points. Trevor CCN, 13 points coming forward. Montgomery not having the impact of what he had last week, but still 10 points, good start. The same as Roman Stevenson, not having the volume and not getting the breaks he needed to. Stefan Diggs not particularly doing well, a little bit of downer from him at the moment, but expect going forward he's always going to be a starter. Justice Jefferson having a great playoff season. Well, great season to be fair. 31 points, incredibly high. Garrett Wilson with the change of quarterback, I was never expecting him to do very well. Jalen Waddle, 25 points, doing exceptionally well. Hopkins actually beasting it at 35 points. Wouldn't expect that going forward every week, but at least 10 or 15 starters. Travis Kelce, 17 points, doing really well there. He's always going to get looks. And DK Metcalf, 15 points. Not what you'd expect unpredicted, but what I'd expect going forward. Juju Spitzer, 5 points. And it's just not getting looks. If you're not getting touchdowns, it's not getting the volume because of the spread there. Kenneth Pickett, 11 points. Not particularly great, but still a good starter with slim pickings on the quarterbacks at the moment. And Justin Herbert only getting 5 points. You always expect him better, but they pretty much didn't do anything. Bills 11 points, doing really well, and Browns, from a defensive point of view anyway, and Browns 5 points. On a bench, nothing really changing anything. Going forward, Evans, you want to do better, but he's pretty much a non-starter at the moment, which is unfortunate. I do expect somebody, you're going to put him on your bench and he's going to explode. That's pretty much what he's going to do. And this is a matchup for the final, for the playoffs. Two massive scores, 157. This is 167, so it is Dak the one, and he's against Fanet into the playoffs. Both amazing teams which could have done better, which is scary as well. So we had Goff having great highlight at 25 points against Josh Allen at 22 points, both doing really well. McCaffrey only 13 points, arguably could have got a lot more points. Aaron Jones only 4 points, just wasn't really getting much there in Miami, but expecting going forward still good. Josh Jacobs just not exploding when you need him to, unfortunately. That was just Las Vegas way. It was only 6 points. Saquon Barkley, 26 points, doing really well. CD Lamb's doing exceptionally well, going on scoreboard. Who won is the best Dallas player at the moment, I think, at 34 points. Chris Godwin. Well, if Evans is not getting the volume, then Godwin at least making breaks at 14 points. Smith, 31 points. You expect it all to go to AJ Brown, but if the defense is concentrating on AJ Brown, Smith is being open. He is good enough to get there. And St. Brown, 14 points. There, you're always expecting more, but consistent nevertheless. Fant, 9 points, not particularly well, and Darren Waller, only 9 points. Expected more from there, should have been a go-to pretty frequently for Carr. So Jones had some great 2 weeks and then nothing now, which is a shame. I think that's more back to the reality of what's going to happen. Tay Higgins, 26 points, just breaking out. And even Hurts out. Do you know what? The mustache is winning at 23 points. He didn't win the game, but on fantasy, that's an amazing result against the opposition. That Prescott, even with the interceptions, 27 points. This touchdown upside there is doing really well. Saints 9 points, and Rams absolutely blitzing Denver at 21 points. On the bench, could anything have changed? No, not really. And not ones that you would have changed. Maybe Zay Jones. But I wouldn't expect Cooper, maybe. But with the pass that's happening, hasn't been doing much. So it's really hard to tell. On the other side, Joe Judy, would you have swapped him in anywhere? No. It's just optimal pick. So that's the final, is Fanet Wanderers and Dak to the future. Other playoff spots, or not lose it, not to come last spots basically. 81 points and 89 points, sorry, and 115. Good teams. Tua somehow could be still playing. I'm not too sure in the concussion. Trevor Lawrence, 18 points. Kamara actually coming in play and actually making himself fantasy viable for a week at 18 points, and Connor 24 points, doing really well there. Derrick Henry 18 points. Going forward, you always expect that, unless you just watch out for injuries. Joe Hubbard 12 points. It's not really a plug-in play, but if he's getting the volume, he is getting some good fantasy value. 16 points AJ Brown, it's pretty much solid, but you always hope for more. Dwayne Adams, you're always hoping more than 3 points at least, but unfortunately just wasn't Las Vegas game at all. Slayton 11 points, it's getting consistently at 10 above, so good start for him. Tyler Lockett didn't play, so 0 points there. Joko 3 points. Joko, don't know how to say that, but that's, Tennessee's tight end, 3 points. Kittle 30 points, having an absolute blinding game. Harold Peterson, 3 points. Pittman, 8. Justin Fields, just not really getting anything going there, and 9 points. And Daniel Jones having a great game at 20 points. Commanders getting 1 point. Broncos, I'd never start their defense, to be fair, at -4. On the bench, anything can change. Najee Harris actually having a good game at 16 points. Could you have started him instead of Herbert, maybe? Or even, yeah, that's probably the only person you would pinch. And maybe Clark coming in. Well, obviously Clark instead of Lockett. Or you'd sit Pittman there and then put Najee Harris there. But that's it going forward. On the side, Cleveland Steamers, 84 points. And Ramsgate, 111. Third game replaced this week at 10 points. Patrick Mahomes, 22 points, always having good. Devin Cook only getting 10. Miles Sanders only getting 5. Both it's just hit or miss with those sometimes, but you always have to start them, unfortunately, because if you don't, they'll probably hit. Tony Pollard, 11 points, doing really well and always seems to be a starter, but not much massive upside. Murray, 6 points. You're always hoping for touch time dependent, but not there this week. Terry McKinnon, 17 points, having a good start. Chase, 14 points, not 100%, but quite a low scoring game. Christian Kirk, bit of disappointment there when you need him. He's just not coming through in the playoffs, only 5 points. DJ Moore going through at 19 points, seems to be having a good connection with Mayfield. David Njoku at 3 points, just expecting a lot there, but just not there at all. Pat, he's a good target there in Pittsburgh at 13 points. He's a constant start at tight end. Olave didn't start, so that's what it is there. And AJ Dobbins, 5 points there. And David Singleton, 19 points, having a really good run game for him. AJ, my words going through, not being helpful today. Still recovering. Aaron Rodgers at 12 points, not having a great game there, unfortunately. At 7 points, defense of Ravens, and Bengals having a great game at 11 points. On the bench, Fournette coming back at 25 points, had an amazing game. And Ingram, he's just been blinding all through this at 18 points, non-starter. Cam Akers, 33 points on the bench. You would never expect that coming from nowhere. And same as Sam Donald, 21 points. Would you expect him to do more than... I was going to say Aaron Rodgers as well? No, but definitely a good bench there as well. And the last game, Oriental Lovers at 79 points and Birds Wagon at 69. Joe Smith only 11 points. He's just come back down to reality, unfortunately. Zach Wilson came in and went out. He's not doing very well. Only 1 point there. Swift only 3 points. Was expecting big things from him, but just unfortunately not doing well. Kenneth Walker having consistency and volume. Just want more touchline upside for him at 12 points. TQ Elliott getting the volume now, 12 points. Jamal Williams, unless he's getting touchdowns, he is being much non-existent at the moment. Keenan Allen at 22 points has been a great stash, but you might have had to trade him early on because he was quite an early pick to get him. Tyreek Hill only 14 points. You always expect more, but 14 points is still a good start. Josh Palmer 3 points, just not getting the volume there, unfortunately. And Christian Watson pretty much is the only person who's getting any volume on the wide receiver there, but 10 points is not really cutting it. And Greg Doche, I can't speak. It's 13 points, having a good start for that. A bit of risk, but paid off. And Tyler at 7 points. It's alright as a tight end goes, but not much. After a big game, back down to reality of People Jones, and same as Van Jefferson. Tom Brady only 11 points, just not there, and Marcus only didn't really play at all, not getting the snaps. Cardinals defense 3 points, and Sealers of 14. On the bench, even though Herbert did a good running, Foreman even had better at 22 points. AJ Dillon, who I was thinking of before, at 12 points, had a good game as well. Both I probably would have put in place instead of Swift. Superflex as well, to be honest. I would have won him the game by more. But on the other side, James Cook, would you have started him at 17 points? Probably not, considering. But that is what it is. That is it for this week. Hopefully you're in the final of your playoffs. I wish you all the best of luck. If not, start planning next season. It's going to be a tough road ahead and a long road ahead. I want it to start straight away. But at least when this goes over, fantasy over, you can actually start get back to enjoying football without wishing your player doing well. Wish you all the best. Best of luck. Make sure you check out the giveaway video for Warhammer Wise. Other than that, Happy New Year, and I hope you have a great one. Happy hobbying. Bye for now.